Hi, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, April 15th, and I was checking the date, and we are going to be doing math, and these are the pages you need: 471, 472, 473, and 474. Those are the math pages for today. Okay, for math today, it's a little bit kind of tricky. And because I'm not there to check and make sure you understand what we're doing, that's going to be kind of hard, I feel like. Okay? So hopefully if you don't understand, you have someone at home that can help you. We are regrouping. We are regrouping. That means that when you're adding things together, you have to kind of move things around to regroup them. Okay? So like this. We're adding 19 plus 5. See how we have this 1, 10? And then we have all of these ones. We have to regroup the ones, some of the ones, into a 10 before we add. So, do you remember doing straws when you were to keep track of how many days we've been in school? I am going to pause this and take you over to my straws, over to the calendar. So hold on just a second. Okay, so here we have the straws. This says hundreds. There's kind of a glare. This says tens. This says ones. So do you kind of remember doing this where you, we kept track of how many days we've been in school? So that's what this is. So 138. So right now, we have one group of 100. There are 100 straws in here. And then we have 3 groups of 10. And then I have 8 by themselves. So how do these straws end up over here? Do you remember? Once there are 10 straws in here, then I put a rubber band around it, so that means I'm regrouping it, which is what we're talking about today. I'm regrouping it and putting it over here in the middle. And then this will change to 4. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about regrouping when there's 10 or more than 10. We have to regroup them. Okay, we're going to go back over to the board. Okay, so I need you just watching, just kind of thinking and paying attention. We're going to be adding 19 plus 5. So I'm going to be thinking about the straws, okay? And I'm going to be thinking about when I have 10, I have to put a rubber band around them. Okay, and so that's how we're regrouping it. So 19 plus 5. I'm not going to do anything with this yet. So I'm going to put a rubber band around 10 of them. Okay? Even though I know these aren't straws, I'm going to pretend that they are the straws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have to go down to this one. I'm going to pretend that that's a rubber band that's going to connect all of those, and then I have to move it. Okay? So now I have 2 here, even though I made this one smaller. Now I have 2 10s, and these aren't here anymore because I've moved them. I've put them together and moved them over here. So now I have 2 10s, and the tens number goes first, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left over. 19 plus 5 equals 24. So we're going to be grouping 10 together and moving them over just like we do in the straws when we get 10. We group them together and move them. I hope that makes sense. Let's look at this one, 16 plus 5. Okay. So I have 1 10, and I have all of these ones. So I think there's going to be more than 10 over here. And there can only be 10. I mean, there can only be 9 or It has to be less than 10. Okay, so again, I'm going to get 10 and I'm going to group them together. I'm pretending that they're the straws and I am putting them together inside of a bundle. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I'm pretending that I'm putting them together. I'm moving it over here and it's becoming another 10. And then I have one left over. So now I have 2 10s and 1 1. So 16 plus 5 is 21. I hope this is making sense. I know it's kind of confusing because these are blocks and I'm kind of talking about straws, but because that's something we do every day, I feel like maybe that's going to make sense to you, hopefully. Okay, so now let's look at our paper. Okay, so this side, 19 plus 3. So let's make our cubes. 19 is 1 10 and 9 1s. Okay, and then we're adding 3, so we need to have 3 more 1s. So we have more than 10 1s over here, and you can only have 9 or less. You can't have 10. As soon as you get 10, then you have to put them in a bundle and move them. So I am going to circle 10 of them like it's a big rubber band. Okay? And I'm going to move it over here to add another 10. So this isn't here anymore. And I know it told us. All you have to do is trace over it. So we have 2 10s and 2 1s to make 22. 19 plus 3 makes 22. Pause if you need more time, especially because I drew that pretty quickly. Okay, let's turn to the inside. All right, so find 13 plus 8. I think you can't see it. Okay, find 13 plus 8. Step 1, count the 1s. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, we have too many because you can only have 9 or less. And we have 11. Okay, so over here, circle the 10 1s. So we're just going to trace over what they circled. Okay, and then they moved it over here to make it into a 10. What they circled, they moved into there, and then there was 1 left over. So you had 2 10s here and 1 1 to make 21. The sum of 18 plus 3 is 21. Okay, so now we're going to do these. 15 plus 5. Count how many 1s there are. How many did you get? 10. We can't have 10 in the 1s spot. We can't have, just like when we're doing the straws, it's over there. We can't have 10. As soon as there becomes 10, we have to put it in a bundle and move it. So this will be easy because we're going to circle the whole thing. We're circling the whole thing because it's just 10. And I'm going to draw an arrow which shows we're moving it. And then we need to add 1 more now because this is done. That's been moved. So now we have 2 10s. How many 1s do we have? 0. So 15 plus 5 is 20. Is it making more sense? 19 plus 4. So count how many 1s there are. Did you get 13? That means there's more than 10. So we are going to circle 10 of them. Okay, now we have to move it over here. I'm going to cross this off because this is gone. So now we have 2 10s here and 1, 2, 3 1s. 19 plus 4 is 23. Okay, we're going to do a couple more together and then you're going to do the rest on your own. Okay, 13 plus 8. Count how many 1s. And then, so how many did you get? 11. You're going to circle 10 of them. And then you're moving it over. I'm going to cross it out because it's gone now. So now we have 2 10s and 1 1 to make 21. 13 plus 8 is 21. Okay? 18 plus 7. Counting the 1s. "15 1s, that's way too many. Circle 10 1s. So, and we're moving it over here. I'm going to cross it out. So now I have 2 1s and, 2 10s and 5 1s. 25. Okay, we're going to do one more. Because that's what you're going to do every time. You're going to circle 10, move it over, and then figure out how many 10s and how many 1s. Okay, 19 plus 7. So now I have, 26. 2 10s and 6 1s. 26. Okay, so you are going to do the rest on your own, making sure that you have circled 10 in a group. And you're moving it over, and then you're figuring out how many 10s and how many 1s to get your answer. Okay, we're going to turn it over to the back. So either you can finish these, or you can wait till we're done with the back, and then you can finish either way. So pause it now, or okay. Okay, Mrs. Brown's class, maybe you had Mrs. Brown in kindergarten, went to the zoo. 16 students saw the lions, 8 other students saw the monkeys. How many students went to the zoo in all? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to draw this out. 16 we know is 1 10 and 6 1s. Then we know 8 other students, so now we have to draw 8 1s. I didn't want mine to get too far. Okay, I know we have way too many ones. So just like we were doing on the other side, we're going to circle we're going to circle 10 of the ones. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't circle enough. Whoops. Could tell I was coming up with the wrong answer. So now I'm going to put this over here. So now I have crossing this out. So now I have 2 10s and 4 1s. 24 students went to the zoo. Number 13, Sean has 14 video games. He is given 9 more video games. How many video games does Sean have in all? So we're going to draw it out again. So we have 14 video games. So 1 10 and 4 1s. And then 9 more. So now we have to draw 9 1s. Okay. So, really quick, we're going to go down to this before we do it, before we figure out this answer. How many 10s and 1s were there before you regrouped? So that's what we're looking at now. How many 10s and 1s? 1 10, so we're going to do it like this. 1 10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many 1s did you get? 13 1s. We can't have 13 1s. You can only have 9 or less. Okay, so we're going to circle 10 of them. And it's going to become, I'm going to draw mine down here, another 10, and I'm going to cross it out. So now I have 2 10s. How many 1s? 3 1s, 23. When do you need to regroup? When do you need to regroup? What could we say? Let's say this. When you have 10 or more 1s. When you have 10 or more 1s, you need to regroup. So when you're figuring out your answer, I'm trying to make it so I'm trying to stand in front of it as best I can so it doesn't get so wavy. But you should know how to spell most of these. More kind of goes with our spelling this week. When you have 10 or more 1s, that's when you regroup. Okay, so hopefully you kind of understand that regrouping so maybe you already did it, but I'm going to look at the middle again. Well, yeah, in case you didn't do this or just to recheck. Okay, so you're circling 10 and you're pretending that you're moving it over here to make 10s and 1s. If you have 0 1s, then you put 0, right? Just like we did right here on this one. Remember, we ended up with 0 1s here. We had 2 10s and 0 1s, so it was 20. Okay, all right. I will see you guys later. Work hard. Bye.